Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we are going to talk about how to end your suffering. Most of us live in suffering from the mind. We might think these external circumstances are causing us pain and causing us suffering, but it's really how we respond to them. So when we spiritually awaken, we are becoming aware of the mind. We're identifying the ego. The ego is the part of you that thinks it's separate from everything else. We are all souls connected to this soul tree of life called the universe. We're all one. And the ego likes to think it's separate and it's threatened by everyone else and everything. And it wants to protect you. So the ego is just your mind, right? And it wants to protect you from anything bad that might happen. But what it's really doing is it's keeping you on a loop of suffering. And it's telling you that you're never going to have happiness. It's telling you that you're never going to have enough money. And your job to end this suffering is to become the observer, to see this voice that's been talking to you your whole life and to stop listening to it. Once we can see it, now we can't unsee it, right? So as we're going through our day and we're living life, we need to catch the ego when it's telling us a story or when it's telling us a lie or it's telling us that we're not going to get this promotion or whatever. We have to relax and know that our life is planned out. We're okay. We are here to experience the journey. We're here to flow with where life is going to take us. We are not in control. We are all extensions of the universe and source, and it has a higher plan for us. So we have to surrender to that plan. So right now, if you look at your life and you look at where you are right now, how did you get here? What needed to happen in the past to move you to where you are now? How much more do you have than you did in the past? And does it really make you happier? Or are you just more aware of what your needs are and you're able to provide your own happiness from within? And when we are in suffering, we are not seeing all that we have. We are always searching outside of ourselves to fill this void. And the void can be filled by you ignoring that voice. You're witnessing it and saying, I choose differently. Nice try, ego. You're not going to get me this time. I'm going to go within and I'm going to find my joy and my peace and my happiness by looking at everything I already have and knowing that I'm not in control of what's coming next. I'm going to open my energy up to anything that the universe wants to bring me. I'm going to be a yes guy or a yes girl, and I'm going to go for it. If it feels good and it lights me up, that is my path. And that's how we navigate life. And that's how we end suffering, is we do not listen to the voice that tells us, don't go down that path. That's going to be a lot of suffering. No, say, shut up, ego. We don't know what is down that path. I want to go explore it. I want to see what's going to happen. The ego doesn't like the unknown. It wants predictability. It wants to know what's next. Your soul loves the unknown. So you need to shush that voice and say, I don't need to listen to you, ego. You can go to sleep, take a little nap. We're going to go down this road and see what happens, because we trust that if we go in the wrong direction, the universe will redirect us and it will protect us. And we'll get that feeling on that road if something doesn't feel right. And we can tune in and listen to our body when it's telling us that. So there is no wrong path. Don't need to fear going down that road, because you can trust yourself. You know that you're an extension of source, and it's going to make you feel a certain way if something is not right for you. So all you have to do throughout the day is witness the thought, witness the ego, and say, nope, nice try, buddy. Go to sleep. We're going to do this. This lights us up. Why wouldn't I do this if I feel good? So constantly redirecting your thoughts, redirecting yourself to what your body is telling you, not what that voice is telling you. Thank that voice and be like, thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay. I can take care of myself. I have the universe guiding me. We don't need to listen to that voice anymore. This will end your suffering, because that voice is going to tell you that you're incomplete. You don't have enough. There's never going to be enough. You're going to get sick. Your family's going to get sick. You're not going to get this job. Everything's going to fall apart. And a lot of people live their life taking action from that voice. And that's what causes more and more suffering, is because they're creating it from within And then they're proving it to be true because the universe brings us what we're being. So when we start being love, when we start being peace and joy and happiness and contentment and fulfillment, and we just feel so connected to our bodies and to what the universe and God is leading us to, we are not fazed by that voice anymore. We're then being the person we came here to be. And then we trust that everything unfolds perfectly when we're in that state. And if you don't, now you can. Now that you're learning this, you can trust that when you're in that state of being, you're witnessing the ego, you're not choosing it, and you're walking the path that feels good in your body. You're trusting your body to be your beacon, and you're no longer letting your mind drive the car. You're like, nope, I'm going to sit in the back seat. My soul's in the driver's seat. We're going to put on some music. We're going to put the windows down. We're going to enjoy where we are. We're going to have so much gratitude for how far we've come. And we're just going to be existing in the car and trusting that every need will be met when the time is right. And we're not in control. This will change your life. Start living life in the back seat. Your soul and God has the car, got the GPS going, they know where they're going. You're just here to enjoy the ride. And you're going to feel good as much as you can. And if emotions arise and you deal with grief and you deal with sadness, first ask yourself, is this my ego creating this? Or is this a real thing that I'm feeling? I'm going to allow myself to be sad. You know, maybe you did lose a loved one. I lost my daughter back in 2012 from a muscle disorder when she was only 6 weeks old. I have sadness in my body from that experience. My body remembers what it feels like to have her in me and to no longer be able to hold her. So I have to honor those feelings and sit with myself and love her. I have her little photo here. You guys can see little Micah. Cool thing, I picked her name when I was not spiritually awakened, and her name means one who is like God. So my soul chose a really cool path that I wasn't in control of. I had a daughter. I just moved her out of the photo and put her back in. I had a daughter and I named her one who is like God. You know, how synchronistic is that? And now I'm doing my mission in honor of her for waking me up to my truth, and that we are not meant to suffer. You are not meant to suffer in your life. Your mind, your ego is causing the suffering. So the more you can become the observer, choose differently, start being love, start being the state of being that you want to experience. You are it. You have access to it right now in this moment. You just have to take your mind to it. You have to start seeing what you're grateful for, seeing how far you've come, looking at beautiful flowers in front of you. I have roses right here, and smelling them and appreciating them and just being in the present moment, allowing yourself to feel the feelings you're wanting to feel. But if we have pent up energy, so for example, if I did not allow myself to grieve for my daughter, that would build and build and build in my nervous system. And I might create illness in my body from not addressing those feelings and those emotions. So when we allow space for us to grieve and to feel anger and to feel sadness, we free our nervous system from it. But then we make sure that the ego is not creating more stories to keep us on that loop. It's like we have to learn the balance. I know for me, early on in my grief, I learned the balance of, all right, am I playing into this story, like wanting people to feel sorry for me that I've lost a child, or am I just really feeling it right now? And some days I wanted the attention, and I could see that that was my ego. Other days I was just really feeling it, and I didn't care if anybody saw me crying. It was just, I wanted to be alone and I wanted to grieve what I had been through and what I experienced. It's one of the toughest things a human can go through. And my ego loved that story. My ego loved the attention. And I had to really sit with that and look at myself and go, Michelle, do not do that. Your ego that is not what you're here to do. You are here to honor your daughter, to share your mission, but not for the sake of people feeling sorry for you. That is all ego. So when I had to become, that was a rude awakening for me. That was a real like smack in the face. I cannot do that. That is not what my mission is. And that is not what your mission is either. So if you've been through something tough, let's honor it, thank it, see how it taught you everything you've learned, see how it changed you, it transformed you. But let's not feed into the victimhood of that experience, because that's essentially what it is. It's the ego saying we're still a victim. That thing happened to us and we need to be sad about it forever. No, we don't, because that voice will cause suffering, and I am proof. There are a lot of parents who can't handle the loss of their child, and the mind, because their mind and the ego has kept creating and building on that. Whereas if we release, allow the grief to be there, accept it, honor it, that frees up energy in our body and our nervous system to then see the ego more and to choose differently and to choose, what do we want to do with this experience? How do we want to change other people's lives with what we've been through? Because that is the point of life. We're here to help expand our souls and other people, to elevate our planet, to spread love, to remember who we are. There's so many different purposes for our lives. One of the big ones is recognizing your pain and how to turn it into your purpose, how to bring it to life, how to bring it to light, how to have it seen in a different energy by others and by yourself, and get out of that victimhood, right? We can honor the pain and be really sad that that happened to us, but it's no longer going to affect us. We're going to choose differently and we're going to do something good with it. So remember, if you are in suffering in any aspect of your life, become the observer, choose different thoughts, know that you have everything you need. And when you start giving from a place of love and happiness and acceptance and forgiveness and compassion, when you give it, you're not in lack. So anything that you want in life, give it first, and you will fill your own cup up that way. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. I'm sending you all the love in the world. All right, have a wonderful day. Peace out.